Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another review. This time, not another Christmas movie. Trying to focus on my 2024 movies as well. I will have more Christmas movies coming, but want to focus a little bit on my 2024. I believe I'm at almost 90 movies I saw this year. I always like to try to see 100 before the end of the year so I can make a decent top 10 at a decent time. So tonight, we're going to talk about a documentary that was really big this year. It came out in theaters for like maybe a couple weeks earlier this year. I want to say September, October, something like that. September, that's what it was, September. And I just didn't get a chance to see it in theaters, and I'm kind of glad I didn't because this is a very emotional documentary, and I don't know that would want to sit in a theater full of strangers to watch this movie because it is just so much. I just feel like that looks better. Does it look better? I think that looks better. Anyways, I don't think I want to sit in a theater full of strangers to watch this movie. Um, this was an extremely emotional movie. Now, I've never been a big Superman fan. I'm more of a Batman fan. I think we all kind of know that. Big Avengers fan, but never been a big Superman fan. I just don't love the fact that he is basically invincible except for this one little thingy blinger. I've never loved that. But I do know I I remember learning a little bit about Christopher Reeves probably around 7th or 8th grade. I believe like a teacher had a crush on him or something like that. And around that time would have been around the time that he probably died. I could be wrong. It would have been 2004, I want to say, is when he died. So yeah, I would have been pretty young. What would I have been? 12, 13, something like that when he died. Um, so yeah, I was fairly young when he died, and I was not alive when Superman was a thing. 1994 is when I was born. I believe that's the year he had his accident. So I really didn't know who he was. I didn't grow up with him necessarily. As I got older, is really when I learned who he was. I know I had probably watched a Superman movie before, but I definitely didn't know that much about him. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm coming from with as far as my background. Watching this though, I learned a lot. This guy was kind of awesome. He was kind of an amazing human being. He was very much able to admit his faults. He was someone that did not quit. He was someone that wanted to do good for people, even when people misunderstood what he meant for wanting to do good for people. Um, and the fact in this documentary brings up the fact that he wasn't always the greatest father. Um, but he admitted that he wasn't always the greatest father, and he made up for it. Essentially, is what it seemed like from what his kids say in this documentary. Um, I mean that it just it's extraordinary the life this man had. Um, my favorite actor of all time is Robin Williams, and he was roommates and Christopher Reeve was one of his best friends. So the thing that really killed me in this documentary was seeing Robin Williams um, sad. Seeing Robin Williams talking at his funeral, like that flipping killed me. Um, and just knowing that Christopher Reeve did not smile. What the hell? There we go. Did not smile after his accident until Robin Williams came in the room. It just that absolutely killed me too. Um, yeah, this is a really great documentary. I don't know what all to say about this except you learn a lot about Christopher Reeves as a person. You learn his struggles. You learned what he learned from himself. You learned stuff about the industry. I mean, you learn a lot about this. If I had to have some negatives, I would say maybe just like the first bit of time is just kind of going through the motions of a documentary, and then later on, a lot of this documentary really focuses on his struggle after his accident and living through this after this accident and what life was after this accident. Um, like all his kids are in here, and it is absolutely wonderful to hear them talking about their dad, both in positive and negative lights. Mostly positive though. They really do focus on how their dad did great things, and when he didn't do great things, he made up for it. Um, yeah, I don't got too much else to say about this one. Is just it's a great documentary. Um, I don't normally rate documentaries just because I just there's nothing to rate as far as the information goes. It's great. Um, maybe there's a little bit too much towards the beginning. Um, it is on Max right now, so if you have Max, you have access to the documentary. I highly recommend it. It is an emotional documentary. Um, I was tearing up again, mostly because Robin Williams was my favorite actor. I still to this day love Robin Williams. If I'm having a bad day, I'll pop in Mrs. Doubtfire. Um, or Jumanji or something like that. So yeah, this got me in a way that I didn't think I need to take this off. It's too hot. This got me in a way that I just did not think that it would, and I, that's really what I can really say about this. When a documentary is that powerful and can get you, I think that's awesome. Um, like I said, I don't really rate documentaries. All I can say is that it's amazing. Um, you know what? I'm gonna rate it. It's like a 9 out of 10 because I could see this being in my top 10 of the year. It is just so strong and so powerful that I kind of got to rate it because I'm looking at my top 10 of the year and I think this could be something that could be in it. And it's a documentary, which is just not something that's usual for me. It's something that I kind of keep off. I like more of my narrative movies in my top 10, but this is just so solid, so strong. And was so interesting to watch and so informational that I have to kind of talk about it and kind of give it a grade. So 9 out of 10 is what I'm going to give this one. Have you seen this movie? Did you know anything about Christopher Reeves? Did you grow up with him? What surprised you about this documentary? There was a lot of things that surprised me about it. Um, I don't want to get into too many stuff because I want you to learn some of the things that I learned, particularly with like his movie career and such like that. So let me know down below, what you learned essentially that really fascinated you. Um, and tell me your experience essentially with Christopher Reeve, because I really had nothing going into it really except that he played Superman and I watched Superman 1 and 2 a few years back and I remember nothing about them and I don't love them. So yeah, yeah, that's my video here. Please let me know what you're thinking. Comment down below, all that fun stuff. Yeah, guys, I will have more movie reviews a coming. I got a couple more I'm doing tonight, so more are a coming. Have yourself a great night. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.